Well, the pandemic continues, and one must amuse oneself best they can. Have you ever heard of the Great British Bake Off show? It's a fantastic show. It's a competition, and they're making different things and presenting it to the judges. Good recommendation if you're into TV. But a friend of mine gave me this cookbook. We watched the show and have watched it, and it's just very interesting to try to cook something out of this book. It's British. It's British. Give you an example. It uses, as far as the ingredients, verbiage in grams. Nothing's in ounces. It's not in cups, etc. It's in grams. The ingredients that you're needing: 130 grams of good chunky peanut butter. I went to Fresh Market. I was looking for an unsweetened peanut butter, and I found this. It is Jason's. He's in Boulder, Colorado. Jason's Classic Peanut Butter. He's got a little letter to Jelly on his jar that I find very interesting. Dear Jelly, let's let bygones be bygones. I know your solo career hasn't gone as well as ours, but that's not our fault. You've got to give the people what they want, and the people want the delicious harmony of our dry roasted peanuts and one-of-a-kind grind. Even so, people love the classics, and we had some good ones. Call me Justin. Anyway, this is my peanut butter. It calls for 115 grams unsalted butter softened. I used Polgra. It calls for 100 grams of castor sugar. Castor, I happen to have some because I've made some other things that are from the British Bake Off. Castor sugar is much finer. That also is available at Fresh Market. It's a much finer grind of sugar. I've already put my peanut butter in my bowl and my butter. Now I will put the sugar. And then it calls for 75 grams of light muscovado. I even practiced that. I had Alexa, how do you pronounce? And I spelled it. Muscovado sugar. I had to Google it to even know what it was. It is brown sugar. Brown sugar. Thank you, Alexa. I've got this. Okay, so I've got my brown sugar. It's from Food City. Thank you, Food City. You always come through for me. Okay, the directions say to mix all of that in your bowl, and they're very specific. Actually, they say to amalgamate it until the ingredients are amalgamated, and to mix it for 2 minutes. Set the bowl on a damp cloth to prevent it from wobbling, and then mix everything together with a wooden spoon. You know what I didn't do? I didn't dampen my towel. Those Brits. Okay. Now, have you ever amalgamated before? I had to look that one up too. I thought, golly day, what am I doing? I don't want to present something in a bad light. It's to mix thoroughly. Okay, I'm supposed to have a wooden spoon, but I'm going to amalgamate this first. Is it amalgamate? Amalgamate. You know, the thing about it is, when there's a pandemic, sometimes you've just got to stretch. You've got to broaden those horizons and do something different. I mean, how many ways can you do chicken fingers and meatloaf? You've just got to come up with something challenging to make you think and get out of the box. Okay, see, this isn't wobbling because I wet my towel. The British are brilliant. We were eager to leave though, weren't we? But I still like their hot tea. Okay, well, it says to keep doing this until it gets lighter in color. So, 2 minutes, I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm still amalgamating. But let me give you a word of counsel. If you're going to amalgamate on your damp towel, don't be holding a cup of coffee while you do it. Coffee stain, even on the rug. We'll deal with that later. Okay, I have added an egg at room temperature and my vanilla. All right, the next ingredients that we're going to add, it calls for 150 grams of porridge oats, only in Britain. I am using Quaker oatmeal, heart healthy. But I did weigh it out. If you're gonna bake the British way, you've got to have a scale to weigh these things. So I have added my porridge oats, 150 grams, 70 grams of, it refers to it as plain flour. And then to the flour, we're going to add, and this is what it says, 1/2 teaspoon bicarbonate of soda. I am presuming they mean just regular baking soda. That's what I've used anyway. So I've added that, and also a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. They say to sift it. I normally eliminate that step just because, gosh, I have had this sifter since I've been married. It's so old, but I don't use it much. That would be 47 years. But if the Britons say to sift, I shall sift. There you have it. I hate to wash the thing. All right, then you fold this flour in. And the next ingredient that we're going to add is 100 grams of chocolate chips. You can also use raisins, but why would you? Chocolate chips, I think, will be so yummy. All right, we're going to mix this up. And then it says to cover the bowl with cling film. Have you ever heard of such? Cling film, and chill for 45 minutes to 1 hour to firm up the dough. Okay, cling film, and it's funny, I figured it was saran wrap. I call all of it saran wrap, but this one I have refers to it as cling wrap. So maybe we are not that far removed from the British influence within our baking. Okay, this looks delicious. So I'm going to cover it with cling film and put it in the refrigerator, and in 45 minutes we're going to be ready to bake cookies. Okay, it's almost time to check out the bakes, as they say in the Great British Bake Off. Now what I have done, I did put my dough in the refrigerator for 45 minutes with my cling film on top of it, and I brought it out and I made it into balls with my chocolate chips. You see them? And then we're only going to have 4. You have to have some restraint, you know, for supper tonight. But the remaining balls, I've got 2 dozen. If the other was cling film, maybe this is cling bags. I don't know. But I put it in these bags and I've put them in the freezer. And then that way you can have fresh, right out of the oven cookies anytime you want them. You just bring them out, let them come to room temperature. Then we're going to put these in a 350-degree oven about 6 minutes, and then turn the pan for even heating and baking. And then another 5 minutes. So, it's almost cookie time. There's nothing like a little snack before supper.
I agree with that. I like a snack.
He just got in from work, and he does. He goes straight to the kitchen, and he wants a little something. He usually gets into the pimento cheese.
Yeah, pimento cheese and crackers. That's a good snack.
But today, you got a surprise.
I got deluxe.
The deluxe. You remember the show we used to watch?
Yeah.
And we loved this show. And the name of the cookie is the peanut butter chocolate chip and oat cookies. That peanut
good.
butter is not Jason, it's Justin. I gave the wrong name. I got to give Justin from Boulder, Colorado credit for his special peanut butter. It has no sugar in it. These may not be sweet enough for you. I don't know.
No sugar, okay, I'm going to try it.
Well, it has sugar. Just, it's not overly sweet.
Very good. Delicious.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
What's good about it? I have no shame.
The chocolate chip, there's everything. It's good, very good. Tasty.
Okay, do you feel like you're in London? We're having tea. We're having hot tea. We're good at this. Jennifer, our daughter, had gotten pumpkin spice tea for us when she was here recently, and it's delicious. We wish you were here to have cookies with us. And I have my doTERRA wild orange, and I like to put just a little bit in our hot tea. Gives it just a little extra. Okay, I'm going
I'm
in.
about to eat this one.
You
Just
don't
back
have.
down.
You don't have to eat both. I only baked 4.
I think I will.
Okay, let me assess it. I like the
Texture of it.
crispness.
I figure you will.
It's got a great texture. It is totally plenty sweet.
Yeah.
I would back off the sugar next time. It has castor sugar in it, plus also some brown sugar.
They taste healthy
Oh, do they?
with the oats, yeah.
Porridge. In Britain, in the British call it porridge. These are good.
I ate faster than she does. I didn't eat mine.
I think we could have them for breakfast. A healthy breakfast. I think it's a winner. I would suggest that you try these. And if you don't have scales to weigh those ingredients, I'll post the recipe in the comments. But if you don't have a scale to weigh the ingredients, I'm sure there's conversion out there. Ask Alexa. She helps me with my baking all the time. I don't know what I'd do
She knows.
without
I don't
her.
know how she knows so much.
She's the smartest person in our house, that's for sure.
I'm on my second one.
Okay, winner, winner. You'll enjoy the bakes.